Alright, welcome back. So in this video we're going to talk briefly about the move tool. Alright, so if I hover over here, if you use the letter V, it will move a selection or a layer. Okay, so if I go ahead and I go in here, and you don't have to have this because this is what happened was I recorded the move tool first and the video got corrupted. So I'm re-recording the move tool section. So this is what it's going to look like at the end of this section. Okay, but the move tool, what it will do is when you select a layer, you can move it around. Okay, so that's the move tool. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So let's talk about another one of my favorite tools in Photoshop, the rectangle marquee tool. So make a selection in the shape of a rectangle, right? Okay, so let's create a new layer first. So go over here and click on the plus sign. Okay, and then we can draw a rectangle. And then we're going to go down to the bucket tool, paint bucket tool. Select the color you want to use. So I'm going to use this kind of red looking color. Okay, and then hit Command D on the Mac, Control D on the PC to fill that rectangle in. And then if I hit Command S or Control S on the PC, you can save that file or go to File and Save right here, which I've already saved it, so it's not going to work. And then we can utilize the move tool, which we learned in the previous video. So you can use the move tool to move this around wherever, and then if I do Command T or Control T on the PC, we can grab the transform tool and make it bigger. Okay, so that's how you create a rectangle. That's how you use the rectangle marquee tool, and then that's how you also add fill to it using the paint bucket tool. Okay, and then utilize the move tool to move your layer around to lay it where you want it on the canvas. Okay, so you can see how all these tools work together. Okay, and that's why it's important to know them all, because you're going to use them all in one way or shape or form eventually. Okay, you may not use it all at once, but a lot of times you're going to use a lot of tools for a project. So let's do File, Save. Okay, so that is the what? Rectangular marquee tool. And you see the little keyboard shortcut here. If you hit the letter M, it'll take you to the rectangle marquee tool. Okay, so they also show you the keyboard shortcut on here. So when you hover over these, it tells you what the tool is, and then it tells you what it does, and then also it gives you the keyboard shortcut, which is very nice because I use keyboard shortcuts all the time. So you'll notice when I hit the letter V, it takes me to the move tool. Okay, then when I go to the letter M, it takes me to the rectangular marquee tool. Okay, so we'll go back to V, then we'll hit, okay, I don't need to save. I thought I needed to save. All right, so that is the rectangular marquee tool. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the Lasso tool. So if I click on that, the Lasso tool makes freehand selections. So what we can do is we can draw a shape around here. Okay, now we haven't selected this layer, but if we select layer 1 and then we do this and hit delete, it'll delete that shape. Okay, now if I hit Command D, that will deselect it. Command A will select it. I hit delete and it's gone. Command Z will undo that. Control Z on the PC. Let's save that. Do Command D on the Mac, Control D on the PC, and then let's utilize this Lasso tool again, and let's go ahead and select around this rectangle right here. So let's go all the way around. Okay, whoop. Almost had it. Okay, we'll leave it like that. Then I'm going to hit the V, the letter V for the move tool, and now we can move this around. Okay, because it's been selected. Now, I goofed up and I cut this piece off, which is fine. But we can also do Command C and then create a new layer and Command V, right? And then I can move it around. And then this layer I can delete. Yes, I want to delete that layer. So that's how you use the Lasso tool. Okay, you can use it for selections, and really the best part about it is it's a free form, so you can draw whatever shape you need to. Okay, freehand selection. So you can, really do some funky stuff with it, and it's not like a normal shape. You can do unique shapes with it, okay? So, extremely valuable. So hit Command S on the Mac, Control S on the PC to save, and that is the Lasso tool, and the letter L for the keyboard shortcut. So we have V for move, M for the rectangular marquee tool, and L for the lasso tool. All right? So, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the object selection tool. So, the object selection tool finds and automatically selects an object inside a defined region. Okay? So, what it's going to do is if I highlight this, it's going to select that object. Now, it's not going to do anything because that layer is not selected. So you want to make sure that you always have the layer selected before you use the selection tool. Okay? Now, my computer is deciding to go crazy right now, and now it's okay. Couldn't find an object to select. There might not be enough edge contrast, or the object might be too small. Or the layer might not be selected, and so it can't find anything. So let's try again. And again, it's going to it finds and automatically selects an object inside. So let's go ahead and let's do this and see what that does. And you see exactly what it does. It selects that object and gives you the ability now to copy that object. We could paint the object. We can do whatever we need to do with it. Okay. So for this example, let's hit Command C on the Mac, Control C on the PC, and then we'll create a new layer. And then I'm going to hit Command V to copy that. Control V on the PC, okay? Then let's use this tool again, and what I'm going to do, I'm only going to do half of it. Okay, so it only selects half. I want to go all the way, so we select all of it, and then let's change the color. So let's go to the Paint Bucket tool, okay, and then paint it like a maroon red. Then hit Command D to deselect, and then the Move tool, so we're going to hit V for that, and then Command S on the Mac, Control S on the PC to save. Okay, so we've saved that. So that is the object selection tool. All right, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to use the crop tool. And we're not going to use the crop tool, we're going to talk about the crop tool, and then we'll use it. So the crop tool, okay, trims or expands the edge of an image. Okay, so what you can do with the crop tool is pretty cool. If you have an image, let's say, and you have excess space on the left or the right or the top or the bottom, you can use the crop tool to kind of crop that out, right? So that's one way to utilize it. The other way to utilize it is if we want to kind of shrink our canvas a little bit, we can do that. You notice I grabbed this corner and dragged out or dragged in, and that does the same thing. So I can go all the way over to here, hit return, and I just clipped off a whole bunch of space. I made the canvas smaller, okay? And so here, let me close this panel, the tab group, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this side, just to kind of shrink it in a little bit. Hit return, and there you go. So that's how you use the crop tool, all right? So let's hit Command S on the Mac, Control S on the PC. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the frame tool. So the frame tool is a really cool tool. It's used to create a placeholder, okay? Creates placeholder frames for images. So the cool thing about the frame tool, okay, is that you can use this for mock-ups, okay? So an example would be if you were doing a mock-up for a web design. Okay, and what you could do is you could put the frame, you could use the frame tool for where you're going to put your images, okay, and then you could size it out so it works for all of your images on your website, okay, because when you're doing a mock-up for a website, you want to mock up the design first, so the layout first, but you also want to know what the flow is going to be of the content, where you're going to put the content, how are you going to lay it out, that kind of thing. So this is a really cool tool for mocking up websites, for magazines, for print, anything like that. it's a perfect tool for. So for an example, if I put the frame tool over here, right, and then I grab this layer here, okay, the frame tool is only going to work if you have an image in there, right? So essentially what it did is it grabbed this tool right here and made this the image, okay, because I put the frame over the top of it, okay, which is fine. That works because it actually is an image, right? So let's save that, and that's the frame tool. So very simple, very straightforward, a lot of fun to use, and very useful for laying out magazines, print jobs, and mostly websites too. And anything with, you know, a digital animation or design, it's a great tool to use. All right, so thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about one of my favorite tools in the Photoshop Adobe Creative Cloud toolbox. This is such a simple tool, but it's very powerful because it basically can set the tone, literally pun intended, the color tone of your project, okay? And that is the eyedropper tool. So the eyedropper tool, you can sample colors from an image. So the cool thing about this is you could have an image of, let's say, a sky, right? And you're like, oh, I like that color of the light blue or whatever you got. You can go in with the eyedropper tool and select from that entire image and basically pick that color out of the sky, and you get a number like this, which is a hex code, okay? So you get a hex code here. You also get the HSB, you get the RGB, okay, and also CMYK. All right, so you get all the different variations for the colors that you need. And remember, you're doing print. If you're doing print, you're dealing with color. If you're doing digital RGB, you're dealing with color. So either way, you're dealing with color. That's why it's an important tool, and it's a lot of fun to use, because you can use that eyedropper to grab whatever color you need for your project, okay? So it's literally a lot of fun to do. Okay, so I'll show you an example real quick. We'll just use the eyedropper on, in fact, if we double click on this set foreground color, right, you'll notice the eyedropper tool shows up. Okay, the other way to do it is like this. So if I just grab the eyedropper, it's just going to select that color. When I click on it, it'll select that color. So let's say we wanted to grab this color. Okay, so like a light blue-ish color, right? I would never know what the color, what the hex code is for that. I mean, that's a pretty unique color. All of these are. So if you really like something, you can go in there and really grab it and utilize that for your project. Okay, that's why I like it. I really like to work with colors. My world is RGB. The entire world is RGB, but I really like to work in colors. So that's why I really like this tool. So I can't emphasize enough how important it is to understand that, so you can work with colors and be able to grab colors from an image and then utilize that for your project. You know, because again, you're working with colors regardless of whether it's print or digital. You're always working with colors. Okay, so that in a nutshell is the eyedropper tool, and it's why it's one of my favorite tools in Photoshop and also in Adobe Creative Cloud. Okay, so thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the spot healing brush tool. So this will remove marks and blemishes on an image that you have. Okay, so you'll notice I can't do anything right now because I have the frame tool layer selected. If I go here, then I can actually go in and I can fix up the image if there's anything to fix. Okay, so let's give you an example. So if I were to grab the paintbrush tool and I hit X we click here for the set to the default foreground and background, and then hit X to switch between the foreground and the background. Okay, we want white, and then I want you to go in and just kind of paint around this. Okay, you're like, oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, here, so we'll hit Command S, and let's say that you can't go back. The program's been closed, and your action list is filled up. And what I mean by that is you've done 10 actions and you can't get back to undo this, right? Well, you can use the spot healing brush. So what you can do is you can go like this, okay, and you can fix the problem, okay? There you go. I should have made it a little smaller, but it's fine. Bear with me, I'm eyeballing it a little bit, okay? But you see, if I just go like this and go there, it's pretty much good. Now I'm going to zoom in, so hit the letter Z to zoom in, and then we're just going to zoom and make sure we didn't miss anything. I don't think we did. Let me just make sure. I think that's my monitor that's got blemishes on it. Make sure when you're doing Photoshop work that your monitor is not, doesn't have any like smears on it or anything, because that can really throw one person off, you know. Okay, so that is the spot healing brush tool, and it's a lot of fun to use because if you have this example here that they're showing you, there's rocks there, and if you just click on it, it'll make it disappear. Okay, just like when we painted here and then it got rid of it, same thing. It works its magic, and then it will help you to make some really cool stuff on Photoshop. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video we're going to talk about the brush tool. Now we utilized this in the previous video, so we'll just type out brush. I'll draw out, sorry, not type. Brush tool. Okay, there you go. So that's the brush tool. So basically what you can do with this is a variety of things. You can select the brush type. So we can do general brushes. We can do, so if I click on that, I can change the softness of the brush. Okay, we can do a whole bunch of stuff. It's really cool. You can do like a soft round pressure, sorry, hard round pressure, opacity and flow, soft round opacity flow. Okay. You can also do dry media brushes. Okay. So like a bonus clunky charcoal or a ultimate charcoal pencil. Okay. So there's a ton of different options. Special effects brushes. Okay, so you have spatter brushes, concept brushes, screen tone. Okay, so if we wanted to use like the spatter one, right, I can just kind of throw it around and make kind of a cool looking design. Okay, and then we could change the color. Okay, and then do like a green. Then a red. Then zoom out. So if I hold Option on the Mac, Alt on the PC, you can see my paintbrush there. Okay, so that's how you use the brush tool. Okay, so you can paint custom brush strokes, and you can see it here. We had a lot of fun with it. All right, so thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Alrighty, welcome back. So in this video we're going to talk about the clone stamp tool. So the clone stamp tool paints with pixels from another part of the image. So an example of this would be if I select the clone stamp tool, and the keyboard shortcut for that is S, okay, and I go here, right, and you hold Option, okay, on the Mac. On the PC you're going to hold Alt. So you click, I can basically clone this area here and then come over here and draw that out. So why does that work? So basically what you're doing is you're telling it, okay, I want you to clone or copy what's over here so I can draw it here. Okay, and this is a great way to fix up an image, okay, or just copy what you have and put it somewhere else. Okay, so for the example they have here, they have a picture of cherries, and they want to copy that and make more, right? So that's a perfect example of what they're showing in this little video here, of cloning the cherries over to the other area. Okay, now you can see how it works here, and if I just keep going here, it'll allow me to clone it up until I run out of space. So it's basically just copying what I did, and the cutoff is right here, so I'm basically at the edge now. Okay, so you can see that there's an edge, so it will only do so much, but it's working within the lines that we have, right? So we can fill that in, right? And then we can also go down here and just go all the way over, and we should hit the edge soon. Okay, and then you can also make this bigger in terms of the brush, so it doesn't take so long to do. Okay, and then you can fill it all in. So then you can see we have a copy of the brush here. So if I go to the move tool, click off of that just so we can see what we did, you can see that we've copied this bottom part up until here. Okay, that was cloned, and then we went over and down to here. So we've copied this part right here. Okay, but this gives you a more customizable way to clone something. There's a lot of different ways to do that, but this is the best way to do it if you just need to clone something quickly. All right, so let's go to File, Save. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about the History Brush tool. So it restores parts of an image to an earlier state. Okay, so if I select this tool, if there's any history, let me just see if it will let me do that. It will not. So let's look at this example real quick. So the History Brush tool will restore parts of an image to an earlier state. Okay. So it'll basically take you back to what you were doing before. All right. So that's the History Brush tool. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.